Look at that external boy, dude. That's weird, huh?
Is that seawater?
Look at this, dude.
This is the most disgusting car I've ever touched. I got a lot of plumbing in, some pre-made dash 3 lines, like for handbrake and whatnot, and for this stuff. But I'll revisit plumbing when all my Vibrant stuff comes, because it's a big, massive order. This was just to kind of figure out where sensors and everything are getting placed. But what I want to do is place the parking brake. So on my C6, I have it on the foot brake. So you step on the foot brake, turn the valve, and that completely cuts the brake fluid to the rear calipers, which is a great parking brake, but it's awesome because you can do it with one hand. Step on the brake, turn it. The thing is, when you have to reset the brake and you're outside the car, you have to get in. So what we're doing with the C8, because it's been too many times that you got to get in and out of the car to set the brake, gonna put it on the handbrake. Pull the handbrake, turn the valve. Obviously you need 2 hands for this, but it will make the boys' life way easier when they are outside to park the car. So this is gonna get mounted right here. I'm gonna try to tap it first, because this is pretty thick. And then if I don't think that there's enough threads in it, then I'll drill and put a riv nuts. I got everything here to do riv nuts, but yeah, let's tap it first. All right, I have this Sharpie mark right here for where I want the edge of it to be. I can raise it up a bit so that it's not dragging on it. This will be to mark it, because it's the exact size as the hole, the 4mm. And we can pull it. Cool. This is for tapping size. All right, I really hope tapping works, because putting a riv nut in there would suck. How thick is that? Not super. Okay, got my tap on my drill bit like a dickhead. Let's see how she feels. All right, it's perfect. Swap it back to the 1/8. That was just to mark the hole. Take this sucker out. And for 4mm, definitely enough threads. Bam! Now I can hook up my lines to it. So, in order to take the dash out, you have to pull the lever back for the handbrake or let it go forward. Obviously the handbrake's not gonna have that much movement, so that you can pull it back and get the dash out. And with all the lines and everything in there, it's not gonna be the easiest either. So what we're gonna do is, this is gonna go to a banjo right here. Can remove the handbrake, remove the master cylinder. This can just go forward, so you can get the dash in and out. And then the master cylinder on the banjo will be able to flop out of the way. Sorry, because it can't go forward because it hits the dash. I'm stupid. What I mean is, you can take the master cylinder out, flop it up and backwards, and then move it out of the way to get the dash out. And then this line is just going to be floating there with a little loop. So we have a little extra built into it just to remove the dash. So I'm just going to be waiting on my banjo fittings and all of that from Vibrant, and we'll be good to go. I worked on this for way too long. It's a banjo bolt for that brake valve that we were just doing. That goes right here, dash 3, rear handbrake line goes to the rear. But what I did is I drilled it for 8th NPT, and it was hard. And I looked to try to buy this thing. I couldn't find it in 10x1 or even 10 mil was hard, but I found Had a 10x1 regular one, drilled it out for an 1/8 NPT to put a sensor on here, and I'll show you. Check it out. AIM 0 to 2000 PSI pressure sensor. So all the clutch, front brake, rear brake, handbrake, all gets pressure sensor. So that pressure sensor is gonna thread on there. We're gonna have our crush washer, -3 bulkhead, crush washer. Then this sucker is gonna go on here. And then the rear brake, boom, rear brake line goes here. And this wiring will go up to the front somewhere. Got a little brake line holder there and right there, little tab, zip tie tab. But that is a way to get the fluid from the master cylinder to the parking brake, pressure sensor, then the rear brake line going to the back here. And then that's a perfect segue to show you guys this, which is the brake pressure sensor block location. I'm gonna grab some sensors, throw them in so you guys can check it out. Look at this box of AIM goodies. So many cool things that I am yet to go over. There's the PDM dash. We'll get to that pretty soon. But yeah, it's kind of time to start placing sensors too. I got to start thinking about it. That's why I got a box of link sensors. I'll show you guys that stuff pretty soon here. CAN Lambda. But yeah, let's do this. Let's place some 0 to 2000 PSI brake pressure sensors and show you guys where they're at. Hell yeah, I'm so pumped about this. All of the 0 to 2000 PSI pressure sensors for the brakes will go here. This is, so it's always clutch, front, rear, down on the master cylinders. So I did the same for the sensors. Clutch, front, rear. Damn. That's freaking nice. I like that. All of this wiring will go up here somewhere, run along the dash. But yeah, that is badass. Hell yeah. Okay, well, Alec blows apart the rear suspension back there so that we can get it sent off. I'm gonna start shifting focus into the release bearing, the hydraulic release. Boom, check this thing out. It's a Wilwood master cylinder that is actually the slave cylinder. External slave cylinder on this. Definitely different. Kind of cool, for sure. It's a pull type release. And probably all you like Volkswagen and all you off-road guys are like, yeah, you stupid idiot. But this is just not something that we use. We always run an external slave. It's always tilting. It's always inside the bell housing. And it just touches up against clutch. That's what it normally does. That's how you do it. But this over here sneaks its way up in there and uses that mount, that, and that. So actually, yeah, it goes right in here like this. Boom. So I do want to put it in and figure out what kind of plumbing we're gonna need. We're gonna need a couple little 1/8 NPTs, a couple little remote bleeders, some stuff like that. So let's do it. Oh, let's get over here. Let's see. So this guy goes in here and then this threads on here. I see. Look at that external boy, dude. That's weird, huh? And these guys go on the back. That's freaking cool, dude. All right. Well, check it out. But I was waiting on a couple of fittings from Vibrant, some like banjos and some bulkheads and a couple of those things. But we got it all in, and I bought these cool pre-made lines from Summit that all these are pre-done, pre-crimped. And they're like, you could find basically the right length. A little long, sometimes a little short, you got to change your routing. But nonetheless, very, very cool. So that's what we did for the handbrake plumbing right here, right, with the pressure sensor. That's this line. I'm going to be working on these lines, which is the clutch feed and the front brakes, which are these fittings right here that I'm going to have to run over. But first, I want to put this bulkhead fitting in here so I can get this all ran. And what that bulkhead fitting is the front brake bulkhead T. So I have a cool bulkhead tee from Vibrant again, and it's gonna go on the firewall. So I need to take the radiator off, put that Vibrant tee in there. Then I can start working on the brake line plumbing because they're kind of just sitting in there, and I'm gonna clamp them all up and make them look all nice. So let's get to it. Ah. Look at a little tray. Gotta take the wipers off. Wipers. Done. Dripping out here. Okay. Bulkhead tee, but a strange way bulkhead tee. You see that? Not your traditional bulkhead tee, because this guy, he goes in there, and then this brake line goes here to the left front, and then the right front goes in that way. Here you go. Yeah, go snug it real quick. Let me just make sure I can get this brake line on there nicely. I'm gonna put a couple of washers under this side to space it my way. Okay, just hitting the glue.
So that, not the firewall, but the glue that sticks out.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see this is the back side of our quick disconnect fitting here, which lives inside of the little pocket of the frame rail. This will be the caliper side, that is quick disconnect. This side is the chassis side. I got a line with a 45 on it and snuck it in there. And it will run up here to this, boom, and I'll put some clamps to run it up here along the frame rail. Then we have this one that will get clamped, some to the firewall and some to this frame rail, keeping it out of the way of the steering rack right here. So, gonna go get some, this, my little tray right here, 1/8 inch drill bit, little rivet in line clamps, and of course the 1/8 inch drill bits, or 1/8 inch rivets, and we'll be ready to go. Let me show you guys how these all work. Super easy. Have a brake line right here. I want it to stay put right here before it drops down onto this frame rail. So I'm going to drill a hole and rivet in one of those guys. And zip tie line holder guy, 1/8 inch rivet, fits right in there. Rivet gun. Zip tie. And we can get you right in here. You can see how that guy goes on that holder, and then it holds the line. Real easy. Flip and done. That's clean. Just attached this line, put this hose end on, and got this the other side of this bulkhead done. Other side of that bulkhead done right here. That line is tight. Now running this all the way to the back. Gonna put some more of these things probably right here and right here. Then I got to figure out how to stack these rear lines to get them all to lay out. Coming along. All right, short episode this week because it is freaking hot and it's the 4th of July week and I want to go drink beer and ride my jet ski. Been staring at that thing. Actually, that thing's been staring at me all week. So, time to go ride. Quick updates and what to expect next week. Finish up the rear here because I still haven't finished it because I'm not 100% happy with it. This rear bulkhead back here. Check it out here. Boom, flashlight. Yeah. And the clutch plumbing, we can get that done. And then something really cool is that the battery box showed up. Taylor Cables, they made me a custom battery box for the anti-gravity battery. Quick sneak peek, battery box, anti-gravity battery. Oh, same battery as the race car. Look at this thing. So I'll be dealing with that next week. Finishing up the plumbing, and I guess we'll see what else. Moving forward, maybe the rear arms will show up from G-Speed so we could put the rear suspension on. But yeah, this bench, which is a mess, getting smaller. Oh, I have some cool things for the engine, little trinkets and stuff for the engine, and I should probably bring those over to Grom Racing so that he can get those on the engine. So, exciting week next week. Hell yeah.